Welcome to First Person Defender, where good guy role players come face to face with unknown attackers in real-world scenarios.
Oh, the police. Stop right here.
And
Stop right
fight
here.
their way out.
Get down on the ground!
You're about to set my daughter on fire. There's no way I was gonna let that happen.
Get away from her! Get away from her now!
You got me in the shoulder, right through center mass of what I was giving you.
This force-on-force training uses Simunitions, a non-lethal alternative to live ammunition, backed up with live fire training on the range. From home invasions,
Get out of my house!
active killers, and multiple attackers.
Speed kills. Sometimes it's fast speed, sometimes it's slow speed.
Each episode of First Person Defender features a situation straight out of real life.
Get in the damn car!
This could happen to anyone.
What are you doing?
This is First Person Defender. In this episode of First Person Defender, a man in a wheelchair looks to be an easy target for a criminal attack. How can he defend himself?
Here, you got some
You need to step back, sir. Step back. Step back now.
Well, I know you got money
Step
on you.
back.
Go to the store.
Step back. My name is Tommy Carnline. I am from Alexandria, Louisiana. I am a public information officer for a mid-sized sheriff's office here in Louisiana. I've been shooting, I remember probably the first rifle I shot, I was about 4 years old. And that was with a Ithaca lever action single shot rifle. So I've been shooting most of my life, and I'm 52, so about 48 years or so. The reason I'm in a wheelchair is I'm a victim of an accidental gunshot wound. I broke the first cardinal rule of firearm safety, and I did not treat the firearm as if it was loaded. I had unloaded a handgun when I was 15. It was put up, and I got it out later. Unbeknownst to me, someone had reloaded the handgun, and when I went and was doing a trick with it, it accidentally went off when my finger touched the trigger, my fault, and shot me, cut my carotid artery, and spun around inside, and I'm paralyzed from the chest down.
Tommy and I have known each other actually for several years. You know, the fact that he is in a compromised position because of the wheelchair. You've got draw strokes are going to be compromised. Everything's going to be a little bit slower. Everything's going to be a little bit different than it would be for somebody who's standing upright on 2 feet and in a normal shooting stance. So he has to employ good use of tactics to conceal the weapon as well as access the weapon or actually implement any sort of countermeasures against the bad guy.
In this scenario, Tommy has just parked his car and gets out. He's carrying a semi-auto pistol loaded with Simunition FX cartridges and wearing a belt holster, concealed by pulling his shirt down over it.
A little apprehensive, wondering what's going to happen. Wonder if I'm going to be able to perform to my best ability.
For Tommy, because of Tommy's skill set and Tommy's background, we're going to have this scenario kind of unfold kind of all on its own. We're going to have to throw some things at him. We don't want him to go in there and actually dominate the situation because we make it too easy for somebody with his skill set. So that's really our challenge today.
Here, you got some
You need to step back, sir. Step back. Step back now.
Well, I know you got money
Step
on
back.
you. Go to the store.
Step back.
The XD Mod 2 Subcompact with Grip Zone. Recontoured, slimmer frame and slide for a more natural grip. Unmatched shooting comfort, concealability, and incredible magazine capacity. Feeling is believing.
With your handgun and the training to back it up, a laser gives you the ultimate advantage. This is Condition Crimson, and in Condition Crimson, we stand. Learn more at conditioncrimson.com.
When the bond between hand and gun feels as true as a perfectly placed shot, it's not by accident, it's by design. M&P, advanced by design.
First Person Defender is brought to you by Crossbreed, Nosler, Simunition, and Remington. Tommy Carnline, a police officer who is paralyzed from the chest down, begins this test by simply parking his car and getting out. Being in a wheelchair clearly makes a person somewhat more vulnerable to criminal attack. Crew members in yellow shirts are considered to be invisible. Other role players may be good guys or bad guys.
If a bad guy sees a walking person in a parking lot and a person in a wheelchair, they're going to go after the prey they seem to think that is the easiest to overtake. So I've always known that, and I've tried to gear my life to being very observant, be aware of my surroundings, and not put myself in a bad situation.
Hi, do you need any help?
Oh, no, thank you. I appreciate it. I got this. Thank you very much, though. Y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Hey, man.
Hey there. How
You got
can I help
$5?
you? Sorry?
You got $5?
No, I don't, buddy. I can call somebody for you. Can I see your hands?
I just need some
Can
money.
you show me your
man.
hands? Show me your hands. Thank you.
I just
Appreciate it.
I need some money.
Buddy, I don't have any cash. I appreciate it, though.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey,
What's up? No, man, I really need some money,
I
man.
can call somebody for you. I'll call the sheriff's office for you. How about that?
Dude, you got some
You
money.
need to step back, sir. Step back. Step back now. Step back.
Yeah, I know you got money
Step
on you.
back.
Go to the store.
Step back. You come any closer, I may have to take lethal force against you.
What?
Step back. Step back, sir.
What you talking
Step
about?
back.
What's that? What do you
Step
got?
away from me. Step
Got a
away.
gun?
Step away from me. You need to go ahead. Thank you. Appreciate
All right.
it.
I might call the cops on you,
Please
man.
do.
That's not
Please
cool.
do. Thank you.
So what do you think, Tony?
I think if he had wanted to do something, he might could have.
Okay.
I let him get entirely too close, but I didn't want to draw down on him until I thought he was going to have to do something. So I wanted to keep that as a last resort.
How'd that whole thing feel?
Intimidating, because you weren't doing what I was telling you to do. You worried me when you had your left hand behind you, because that's exactly what people do. They walk stiff-armed because they've got something. And if you'd have come out with anything, it probably wouldn't have been good for you. There's only a limited amount of fighting I can do, and there's only a limited amount of running I can do, or rolling away. So it's kind of like, you know, stand my ground and hopefully convince the guy he does not want to get shot today.
Yeah.
Well, it's like getting caught in a pickle coming out of third going towards home.
Yes.
There's no right way, there's no wrong way. There's the
Right.
course of action you chose. And
Right.
you got to execute that course of action and, based on the tactics you pick. So,
Right.
I like what I saw.
Nothing gets that pucker factor like, I don't know if I can say that, but nothing gets that tempo up like a real force-on-force scenario. It's a lot different than shooting square targets or paper targets. This is as close to a real situation as possible. We were hot. I could feel my heart rate up. It was an enclosed breathing space. That was stress. And then having to deal with the person. That was very stressful.
Tommy did well, but Wes has some thoughts on how to improve and a suggestion on muzzle discipline. They head to the range where real ammo can be used for live fire.
I was taught how to not sweep myself in a circular motion. If I'm bladed with the left hand, I can bring the weapon around and go to a left-hand shot. That's something that I probably need to work on more, is get better with my left hand.
What I want you to do is I want you to come out of the holster, good, solid, straight up, and then punch straight to the target. Give me a controlled pair on the target. 2 controlled shots. Scan and recover. There we go. All right, why don't we go ahead and throw it with your left shoulder towards the target? Okay, and I want you to do is you're gonna make that transition over to that non-dominant hand, but let's make sure that we go muzzle down around your legs, okay? All right.
Ready?
All right, go. Scan and recover. All right, let's go and throw our right shoulder towards the target and punch straight out. Same thing again. We're going to come up straight so we clear our body. Just punch it straight out towards the target.
Okay.
All right, and go. And recover. Obviously, you know the complications probably better than anybody else.
Right.
And something you become accustomed to. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is that this is part of everybody's day. Everybody is in a seated position, whether they're driving their car, eating, whatever the case may be.
Right.
So, I mean, from your perspective, not just from a mobility impaired, but also from just a guy on the street, I mean, you think these are important skill sets?
Oh, most definitely, especially not sweeping. I had actually never thought of this. I've always tried to position myself where I didn't sweep, but this is a lot better than what I've been doing. So that's a good skill to have.
Whoa!
Hey,
what's going on? What's going on?
You need to move on.
This is your bad day.
You need to move on right now.
You need to move on.
You need to move on.
The Ruger LC380 is the perfect pairing of the award-winning LC9 pistol and the popular 380 auto cartridge. It features a dovetailed high-visibility 3-dot sight system, 7-round magazine, and finger grip extension floor plate. The Ruger LC380, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
For more than 100 years, the Model 1911 has been by our side through it all. And proudly, it's once again a Remington. America's favorite pistol design by America's most trusted gun maker.
Nosler Defense Ammunition is loaded up front with the bonded performance line of bonded core defense bullets. Professionals trust their next move to Nosler Defense.
First Person Defender is brought to you by Crimson Trace, Smith & Wesson, Blackhawk, and Trigicon.
The second scenario was one that was definitely going to go into a more volatile situation. The idea was to force it. The idea was to try and get Tommy to make a decision and up that level of threat to the level that we needed to get it at.
Tommy starts this scenario in his wheelchair. He knows there's trouble coming, but it's not going to be exactly like the first exercise.
Hi there. Yes, actually, we're getting here to go shoot now.
It's getting crazy out here.
Hey, what y'all doing?
Hey there, sir. How are you?
Hey, y'all got some money for me?
No, sir, we don't. Get behind me. Get behind me.
I just need a little money, just a little bit. I'm trying to just get a cheeseburger, man. I'm so
We don't
hungry,
have
man.
any money, but let me call somebody for you.
Who you gonna call, man?
I'm gonna call the sheriff.
Hey, guys. Whoa.
Hey,
What's going on?
over
What's
here.
going on? Whoa.
Get over here.
I just need a little money, bud.
You don't have any money.
Come on, man. I see what you got. What you got? Some money.
Nope.
You better give me some money.
You need to move on.
This is your bad day.
You need to move on right now.
You need to move on.
You need to move on. Drop the gun. You, get on the ground now. Get on the ground. Face down. Get on the ground. Put your hands behind your head and cross your feet. Call 911. Tell them we have 2 people in the parking lot of the range. 1 has been shot.
Calling now.
Trim next.
Well, this guy wanted money, and I told him I'd call somebody to help him, and he escalated his not wanting to move on, and he was going for something in his waistband. That's where a lot of people carry a firearm, and when I saw what looked to be a revolver, I shot him.
The second scenario had Tommy at his vehicle, and he had a non-participant, non-combatant come up and engage him.
I didn't feel like she was a threat. I hope you weren't a threat, and because if you were, I'm a goner. But I wanted you to get behind me so I could protect her and also keep my field of fire clear. I need to keep my mind about me or my head about me and not sweep myself. That's the thing that I'm going to practice a lot now, is not sweeping myself.
Tommy did fantastic. The suspect presented himself, and the suspect got dispatched. Now, the additional role player that walked through the scenario, which was myself, hung around. He immediately locked in on me, ordered me to go to the ground because he doesn't know who I am or what my intentions are. And then I could hear, because I was face down on the ground, that he was giving commands to have somebody call 911 and tell them what the situation was, which was fantastic.
Oh, this was great. This was great training. This morning I was looking at this as this is a training opportunity for me. I need to come here and take away from here as much as possible to make myself a better marksman, a better self-defense person, and just to learn as much as I could. And I've learned some stuff, so that's great. I'm very fortunate that I was chosen to do this. In law enforcement, we're so trained to get to the range, do our qualifications, and then move on. Handgun shooting is a diminishable skill. Handling firearms is a diminishable skill. You need to do some of this stuff on your own, civilian or law enforcement.